Put your hands up. Ladies and put your hands up. Welcome to the put your hands up. Put your hands up. Yeah, I'm a witness for the Lord. I'm gonna sing these crazy praises till I'm gone. I might do a little dancing cause the Bible lets me know that that ain't wrong. I sing my praises to the King because he's worthy and he's seated on the throne. Anytime you wanna talk about his power and his mercy, let me know. Oh, I'ma sing these crazy praises till I'm gone. Oh, I'ma sing these crazy praises all day long. Oh, everywhere I gotta go, I let them know.
What's going on, Alpha Raiders? James DeWitt here with the Alpha Ray Comic Channel. It's Sunday evening at 8 p.m. and we are gonna draw. Let me do the music thing. Let me do the Of course, you know I'm gonna tell you all about why I am always running behind. But I'm so glad that you're here. So glad that you're here, and so glad I put in my air conditioner before we went on a hike. My wife, my family, and I went on a hike today to honor her for Mother's Day because we were on the road last week on Sunday. That's why we didn't do a Sunday draw stream this past week, because we were sitting in a car, and that's no way to honor the matriarch of our family. So we decided to postpone it, and we showered her with lots of love. That meant a hike, and that meant some smash burgers on one of those grills that you find at a park. My first time using one of them, and I had to buy a flat grill. She's been sending me these signals, these memes, these videos about smash burgers, and so that was part of the day. My first time doing smash burgers on the grill in the park. Turned out pretty good. Everybody was happy. Everybody's super sleepy. I'm catching a second wind, thank goodness. But actually, I'm gonna make it a little cooler in here. I have it at 72. It's like 85 outside. I have it on 72, and it was plenty cool. And then I started turning on the lights, and here we are. But you don't want to hear that. Who cares? Who cares, James? We are here to see. We are here to see. Did I even share the screen? I did not. Here we go. He-Man. If you didn't check out the Thursday stream, I did a stream on Thursday. I know that's not a normal stream day, but I did a Batgirl stream, and I'm pulling out the pages for Alpha Red number 9 right now as I try to talk and do something at the same time, which is typically unsuccessful. You know. But you want to see the progress made on Alpha Red number 9, and I'm going to show it to you. I'm not scared. I'm not scared to show you the progress. This is page one. But we're going to talk about He-Man after this. Here's page 2. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't really want to give it away. Give it away now. I didn't add the goodness. Where do I have it? Do I have it handy? Me doos. This is the image that I use like in the middle of this page, because I wanted to do some sketch covers. As you'll see, here is page 4. As you do. Here is page 5. It's getting exciting. Here is page 6, and this was also another sketch cover that I did, that I used down here, so that when I go to crowdfund for issue number 9, you guys can catch a little bit of the goodness. Oh, and here's another one. Page 7. We got the little Jim Lee homage thing going on right there. The Captain America Jim Lee homage. That's page 7. But we're here to draw the masters of the universe, Mr. He-Man, the powered up Adam himself, Prince of Eternia, turn savage, Conan Warrior type thing. But before we get started, let's say hi to the Alpha Raiders in the chat. Sup, James? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, Brother Fong. Brother Benny says, I have the power to watch the draw stream with James and the Alpha Raiders. That's right. That's right. Patrick Daniel in the house. Hello, Alpha Raiders. So glad you guys are here. So glad. So this is what we're going to do. I don't know. I think Patrick Daniel was the only one who popped in on Thursday, but I gave him the rundown that I had just picked up Masters of the Universe number 5. I did read through the first half of it. I was trying to read the whole thing before we got started, but I got started late and got only halfway through. It is pretty packed. It is actually a lot of comic, and so I'm happy to say that I am. It was taking a while because there's so much going on. So it's drawn by my buddy Riley Brown, and so that is part of the reason why we're doing it today, because I did get it this week at my local comic shop to support him. And we are going to do this on a silver. I don't know if you can tell that this is not a white piece of paper. Like this is a white piece of paper. This is silver paper. And I want to see if I can do something on silver paper that makes it a little bit more special, and make it stand out a little bit more. So we are going to go with the Masters of the Universe movie design. So we're gonna do that. But I am going to be inspired by this Hawkman image by David Finch. Like I did block out the Hawk Girl. There's a Hawk Girl over here and the wings are out here. But I just want to use his, this will be like him standing there and saying, I have the power. So that is the inspiration for that, for the pose. So enough ramblings on. We will talk about how well I did down in Pigeon Forge last week and whether or not I'll go back. How many comic books I sold, all that good stuff. There's some math that that I don't know exactly how to calculate anymore, because like everything is so fluid. All right, let's make sure that we get the pose nice. All right, this microphone not fantastic for the placement here, but so last week we did not have a stream because I was on my way back from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, a homeschool convention, and it was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday were the 3 days that I got to sell down at this homeschool convention, and it is filled with homeschool families. It's okay. We won't get there yet. I was going to start drawing the details of the sword, but let's not get distracted. Let's just make sure that we have the pose just right. I want it just right. But we were at this homeschool convention, and 2 years ago, this was the exact homeschool convention that I went to see if homeschool families were my people. And I am happy to report that they are indeed my people. Homeschool families are hungry for content that is not full of sexually explicit content. They are excited. They didn't need it to be Christian, which is kind of like, I don't know. we set our standards, we set the bar so low because we don't assume that we can add our faith into the things that we love and still make it interesting. I guess. But they were ready to buy it just because it didn't have curse words in it and there was no sexually explicit, sexually immoral stuff in it. That's how low we set the bar anymore as believers. So I am happy to report that I sold roughly 350 issues of Alpha Red. 350. Guys, I didn't sell 350 issues of Alpha Red a year prior to doing homeschool conventions and really kind of chasing the homeschool family market. So 350 issues of Alpha Red. I am beyond grateful for all the families. So to break it down to math, I made about $1,900 over those 3 days. And the part that I have a hard time kind of mathing is that I paid for the table last year. So do I subtract the profit, the cost of the table from the profit of this year or not? Let's see, his hair splits in the middle. I'm not super duper excited about his hair. I have the power. All right. But it was awesome. It was awesome. Brother J. Scott in the house. What's up, James? He-Man. Let's go. Happy Sunday to everyone. The gang's almost all here. So I'm using silver paper. Can I get some love for using some silver paper? I don't know if you guys can tell or if it will even make a difference. I am just going to try it, see if I can't make it any more interesting. All right, I think I have the pose there. Let's bring in some details of, we're going to move this out of the way. Bring the details of this in. And is it split down the middle? Yeah, it looks like he's got one down the middle. I have the power. So, what a tremendous time I had. It was great to hear the repeat customers come back around. The ones that really were excited to see the comic and more issues of it because they have read them so often, so many times, and they could not wait to get their hands on the next issue. And there were a few people who read it immediately, came back and told me that it just keeps getting better. So that makes me feel so good. It keeps me very encouraged. And I just thank all the people who supported Alpha Red number 8 and read it and like it and aren't afraid to share that with me. You know, sometimes it is hard with independent creators. Like you might like the creator and you might want them to do well, but then you read their thing and, you know, it's just kind of mid. And you're like, yeah, I'll keep supporting you, but, you know, Not as good as Marvel and DC, which is saying something. All right, let's get some of this detail in here. I do like how they didn't shy away from the cross on his chest. I've seen other iterations as the cartoon went on. They put an H in the middle of his chest. And that ain't right. It's a cross. I'm sure if some of the design is based on the Knights of the Templar. Is it the Knights of the Templar or the Templar Knights? Does it matter? Somebody out there, big fans of the Templar Knights, or the Knights of the Templar? Christians and men of great character. So much so that their enemies even had so much respect for them. Just because of their strong moral character, how hard they work, how much their men respect them. Let's see. Let's get his nose right. Not really. Not super duper important. Methinks. Patrick Daniels says, I think this may be the movie I'm looking to the most this year, even more than Doomsday. Nice. All right. I am looking forward to it too. I am cautiously optimistic, to be honest. I want to go see it in the theater like the first week so that nobody can mess up what I might think of it. But at the same time, I feel like I don't want to get burned and get suckered into like a woke movie. You know, because Man at Arms is already race swapped. And you're like, why did you do that? But at the same time, the guy who plays him, I forget what his name is, but he's a great actor. And he doesn't look too bad with the mustache. I have the power. All right, so the sword would cut up into here, then come up into here. Like, I've seen depictions of the sword in many different ways, and this feels pretty close to what I think it is, but it is definitely not exactly how I remember it growing up watching the cartoon. It's close, but it was like the one I remember sometimes had the like pointy things over on the ends, and then another version I want to say had like a bar like in these areas right here. So I'm not sure exactly which one is like the correct one, but the sword gets really, really close, and that's what I think I like about this movie, because they try to keep the designs as close as they could to the original, and no matter how hokey, they seem to be like Ram Man and some of the other ones. Skeletor obviously looks fire. He looks so good. But yeah, like Patrick Daniel, I am looking forward to this movie. All right. He's got, let's see what it is on his wrists. It's not just some simple wristband thing. He's got some very ornate design bracelets. What do you call it? Forearm guards or whatever. Similar to the 1987. Is that when the Dolph Lundgren version came out? But it has some of those kind of ornate, ancient looking designs. Like, I don't know what these designs are. They're like big circles, maybe maybe like a solar system or something, because it is kind of like Conan meets Star Wars, is what He-Man is. And I really, really dug that as a kid. Let's see if we can't make it look a little bit like the actor. It's not super duper important because, number one, I don't know who he is. Looks like he's been in a couple movies. Number two, he doesn't look anything like he did in the other movies. So, because he's all roided up. I assume he took steroids to bulk up. I mean, you let me know if I am wrong, but I just assume. And I think he has a long career ahead of him if he keeps up the bulk. Like what's his name? Alan Richmond or whatever. The guy who does Reacher. Like, he was in some WB stuff and he was like fit, but he wasn't jacked like he is now for the Reacher role. And because he's like jacked, I think he has some star power, some staying power as like a leading man. As like a muscular, heroic leading man. And if these guys wanted to just have a career being action movie guys, I think they could easily have that if they're willing to keep their swole kind of physique. If they ain't scared of it, because we want to imagine our heroes stronger than us, bigger than us, inspiring us to hit the gym, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, all those guys back then. All right, let's get into the shading of it all. So we got the details, and then we pick where the shadows are based on David Finch's drawing. So he's got the light coming from over here. So we're not going to see that part of his nose. We're going to see the shadow over here, and then maybe a little bit of the underneath of his eye. Right, like that. And then how would the light fall on his face after it hits the nose here? Get the eye there. Get the hair swinging down near the eyes. We'll try to do some David Finch ribbons for hair. Give it that body, that little bit of body. Not crazy about the new hairdo that they give to our main man, He-Man. Very Farrah Fawcett-y. I wonder if it'll catch on. If the movie does well, I assume some people some guys will try to copy it and get the look, especially if the girls dig it. They're gonna want that look. All right, so it's like he has kind of like a mid shadow right here, because he's gonna have the reflecting light coming from over this side, and then the main light coming from this side, which is what I think is exciting about most of David Finch's artwork, and when he really shines is when he puts these shadows in where there's a lot of reflecting light. And he credits Mike Mignola as inspiration for how he drops the shadows in, the boldness of the shadows, and all those things. So that's his shoulder. You hit a little bit of bicep right there. You get a little bit of the tricep area in there. We do the main part of the shadow, and then the other side, that'd be the reflecting light. We have a little bit of the main shadow in the middle of the forearm there, but you leave a little bit of blankness right here in this area so that it looks like there's reflecting light coming over from over there. And then he's got some bands down here to hold up his forearm guard. And so before I forget, I am going to be on another stream on Tuesday from 8:30 to 10. I will be a guest on Draw the Beast. Patrick Daniel says, I was hoping they might try the Captain America, Chris Evans more move with a skinny Prince Adam and a buff He-Man. Yeah, so they said, the creators of it said that was the original plan, but they didn't have enough money to make two different molds of Prince Adam and He-Man. So they just went ahead and made Prince Adam buff also. And the Prince Adam in the toy, the original toy, looked identical in the face, in the everything to He-Man. So it's not even like Superman in the glasses. It was just straight on like He-Man wearing a pink shirt. But as kids, who cared? Not I. I didn't have the toys, to be honest with you. I don't think I did. I don't remember having the toys. It was all about the G.I. Joes. I loved Transformers as the cartoon. That was my preferred cartoon. But as far as toys go, definitely G.I. Joe. Just because the articulation in the toys, they were cheaper. All those things. All right, we're getting there. Getting all the shadows. Getting in on these shadows. And really, like, the shadows bring in the depth, and it really makes the non-shadow parts kind of pop out for you. And that's the best. That is why the shadows are so important. Can you guys see that up there in that corner? Is that too bright? Let me take that down. Nope. There we go. I don't know if that helps or not. It looks like the camera thing is adjusting anyway. Let's go a little brighter. All right. Now that we have that, let's do a little bit more detail in this sword, because that's going to matter. All the reflecting light. That's really why this is one of the parts of the drawing that I think will benefit from the silver paper. All right. And how about some lightning? I have the power. Lightning is extremely hard because it's just kind of random. And you really don't know. I don't have a good philosophy on how to draw good lightning. You just know when it's bad lightning. You just know when you did it wrong. Like, dang it. That's noticeably a pattern. And does not look quite like a random electrical bolt. Let's see. Let's make him standing. We'll make the shadow like Mark Silvestri shadows. Like Mark Silvestri likes to do these lines, like directional rendering, and for whatever reason it works really well if you can pull it off. But I mean, we're not all Mark Silvestri, so you gotta try it, and if it works, fantastic. If it does not fantastic. All right. So what did you guys do this weekend? Was it a good weekend? The weather is finally getting nice around here. I mean, the heat turned up like super fast. Yesterday was beautiful, 60s and 70s. And then today is like mid 80s. Tomorrow is 92 is the high. And then Tuesday is even hotter. Like, holy smokes. I mean, definitely better than the sub-zero temperatures that we've been getting all winter. And it feels like the warmer weather is going to finally stick, but holy smokes. It's hot. A little in between would be appreciated. All right. Let's get ready to rumble. All right, we'll put that over there so we can see. Can see. And we will. Let me see if I have my handy dandy. Maybe I'll just use this as a thing to not smudge. Not smudge the pencil. Not that this gray, this silver paper seems to be smudging it all, but you never know. Anytime you have a thing on top of the paper, like a chemical on top of the paper, it doesn't absorb the ink as well. So I have to be careful. Careful now. Not to smudge. Not to smudge. So I don't know. Like this, I've used the silver paper before. So this is Wingman. And it is cool. It is cool to look at. And obviously this is dry, but I don't remember how long it took to dry. So I'm going to assume that it's a long time. Better safe than sorry. Drew's in the house. Drew says He-Man was my first favorite childhood cartoon and toy. I tried to rewatch the original series. Let's just say it didn't age well. It is a little goofy. You know, Fisto, guys like Fisto and But you can't. There's something about nostalgia, isn't there, Drew? Like, it's hard to explain the draw that it has on us, and that is why the people with money and who want to sell you stuff pay big money to own some of these intellectual properties, because they know that guys in their 40s and 50s who are starting to have disposable income cannot help ourselves. Patrick Daniel says James has the power of silver paper. Correct. I also have a daughter who works for a printing company, and they print all kinds of stuff, and they throw the stuff out. And so she brought me a whole box of like cool paper, and I'm just trying to see if there's a way that I can make some unique things with the paper that she gives me. And who knows, maybe it's a bust and it's no different than regular paper. It's cool that it's a little different, but it doesn't add any extra value. It seems to work like any other paper. As I'm looking at it, I don't see, like, I don't want to smudge it, but yeah, like that was the first thing I inked, and it's not smudging, so it's absorbing. The ink is absorbing. So that is good. Very good. It's a very good. Very, very good. So like I was saying, I'm going to be on a podcast on YouTube. It's a YouTube channel called Draw the Beast. Draw the Beast. It's run by another guy named James. I forget James's last name, but he is another local artist here in Central New York, and I see him at local conventions often. And so it's a small world. This Artist Alley life. The Artist Alley life is just kind of filled with guys like me and James. So if you want to bookmark that, I don't know if he has put out a link yet. If he's anything like me, the link will show up sometime Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday evening to say that I will be on his show. And come check us out. I'll be talking a little bit about Alpharetta number 8, things like that. One of the biggest things that I found out down at the homeschool convention in Pigeon Forge was that there are a lot of people who want to create comics, and they are looking for kind of the path. They said, do you teach a class on how to create a comic? And I mean, just because I have made many comics, I feel like, they feel like I have some wisdom to give them. And I feel like it would be, I feel like kind of responsible for sharing the knowledge. It's not secret knowledge, but I can share certainly my journey of how I create comics. There's many roads to getting a comic in your hand, getting the story out of your head and into your hand. I'm copying a little too much. I don't feel right about that. So let me just get the big parts here where just his fingers. Each artist is so unique in his style of how to render something. And so I don't want to just steal it, but there's nothing wrong with, I think, maybe taking some of it and trying to apply what you think you're observing to kind of get in their headspace. What is David Finch seeing when he draws like some of these shadows? Obviously, the shadows cast over here shines on this knuckle and this finger, and it drops that shadow onto this next knuckle. And then this knuckle has his own shadow with its own reflecting line, and then it then drops its shadow onto the next finger, and so on. But he does it in a way that's very appealing visually. And so I feel like even when you're paying them homage and tribute by copying as directly as you can, I feel like it is still kind of a lesson in learning from the master. It's no different than him sitting here telling me, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is why I did what I did. And you can go ahead and learn from my years of experience and create an image that is visually appealing, as opposed to kind of lame and boring, as I would if I wasn't copying Jim Lee and Joe Madureira and David Finch and all the other great artists that I am inspired by. So Drew says second was G.I. Joe. Of course. Yes. So G.I. Joe was also my second as far as cartoons go, but Transformers was number one, as opposed to your Masters of the Universe. Patrick Daniel says, my He-Man action figures are the only ones I still have. Got about a half a dozen now. I went to a comic book store in Buffalo, New York, and he had a box of He-Man figures, and I should have just picked up a couple. They were not in great shape, but I think it was crazy. It was so, like, there's so much nostalgia. I'm in Central New York, Drew. I am, if I can click on it, I am in Central New York, not New York. Most people think, when they think New York, they think New York City. I thought New York City when I took the job up here in Central New York, but I came up here, and it's very much like Central Pennsylvania, where I grew up. Very, very much like it, just as green and beautiful, and has lush green hills and mountains and valleys and stuff. We just went for a hike. We went up and down, and beautiful views. But Central New York is where I live. How about you, Drew? Where are you from? Brother Ernest in the house. Hey, James and the Alpha Raiders. What's going on, Ernest? Thank you for joining us tonight. Drew says, nice. I'm in the Hudson Valley, about 1 hour north of New York City. Yeah, so you're just outside of the crazy, I think. I think we can be friends, because downstate is a little kind of nutsy. We have we pay the same taxes, though, I think. The crazy Hochul taxes. Yikes. Did you grow up in the Hudson Valley, Drew? I am imported. I am an immigrant to New York. Grew up in Pennsylvania, mostly. A couple of years in Florida when we first moved to the United States. I'm actually an immigrant also. But born in Vietnam, lived 4 years in Orlando, Florida. Ended up moving up to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania when I was about four and a half, and was there until I was 40. And here I be now. So it has been actually very good. I cannot complain about the move up here, outside of the taxes and outside of being far, far away from my brothers and sisters and my mom and that part of the family. But I don't. Outside of that, it's been a wonderful experience. And upstate, I don't know how beautiful the Hudson Valley is down your way, but up here, there's lots of green hills, valleys. You can see for miles. Lots of golf courses and farms up here. Lots of space. Most people don't think of New York that way, but it is more beautiful than, dare I say, Ohio. Will I offend any of my Ohio friends if I say that I've driven through your state and it is very kind of boring, very flat? Indiana, very flat. Drove all the way out to Missouri, and outside of, I think, did we dip into Iowa a little bit before we came down? There was some farmland out yonder way that was very, very beautiful, but outside of that, so flat. No hills, no nothing for miles and miles and miles. Like, yikes. So Drew says yes. Can you have yes, we can. You have no idea. I'm a 23-year-old correctional officer, so I get a lot of the city crazies. And yes, I did grow up here. Can't wait to leave and move down south. Tennessee is beautiful. I got to shout out to Tennessee for just being a beautiful state, very welcoming people. That's where I had the homeschool convention thing, and it was fantastic. Drew says it's very nice here in the Hudson Valley. Yeah. I can only imagine. Like it's only like city and all that stuff, and the city is beautiful for different reasons. Just all the architecture and the buzz of it all. We were very taken in when we went and visited in 2016 as a family, but things have changed since then in the past 10 years. But it's got its own beauty. But I like the natural beauty of the green and all that stuff up here. Brother Ernest says New York State is very beautiful, much like Pennsylvania country. Indeed. The city is a toilet bowl. Toilet bowl. It wasn't when I went there 10 years ago. I don't know what it's like now, but Tennessee is where I want to go. And I've been to Colorado for 23 years, as I am 50 in July. Can't wait to move. Yes. Tennessee is beautiful too. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I'm very fortunate that I've been able to travel as much as I have. I met someone last year. I went to the Hershey Comic Con. So Hershey, Pennsylvania is central Pennsylvania. And it's a guy, he is from New Jersey, like the Atlantic City area of New Jersey. And he said that was his first time out of New Jersey. I was like, oh, like, what do you mean? He's like, I've never left. And he was actually a correctional officer, as I'm thinking of it. He's an artist also, but he's like a supervisor at a correctional facility down near the Atlantic City, New Jersey area. And I just couldn't believe it. And he was like, he's in his, he looked, I don't know if he's in his 50s, maybe early 40s, mid 40s. And I just could not believe that he had never left New Jersey. It was his first trip out of New Jersey. Crazy to me. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. I have the power. I have to say it. Actually got goosebumps when I first heard him say it in the trailer when it first came out. And every time I saw it, I got goosebumps. I don't get goosebumps anymore when I hear it. It's been kind of everywhere. The marketing for it is kind of, at least everywhere I watch it. I don't know if the social media has my number and they just kind of feed me all the Masters of the Universe stuff. But for real, it just feels like it's everywhere. By the power of Grayskull. I really like the sorceress design, where she has white hair, but like the eagle or the bird thing looks kind of like a hair, like the thing that pulls her hair back only, and just something about the design of it I just thought was very clever. Very, very clever. New York City's a toilet. Ernest, tell us how you really feel about New York. Brother Ernest. Just laying it out. Laying it out there. Fun. All right. Let's put this like random energy. Feel like anime does the like energy electric thing so well. So well. Like when you stop motion the stuff, it really just looks like a lightning bolt. Like you believe that it's energy. Pure energy. Pure energy. Yeah, so don't forget me on Tuesday. Check out Draw the Beast. I know he's looking to grow his channel. I don't know what his purpose is. Like, for me, it is to bring attention to Alpha Red. But it sounds like he is still like open to getting a job drawing other people's comics, which is fine. If you don't have any good ideas and you're looking for some experience, I'm not knocking that. But as a creator, being attacked by a stink bug. Remember the attack of the stink bugs a couple of months ago? I just had one that attacked my head. But James from Draw the Beast, I think he has mentioned a couple of times that he is drawing other people's stories. So every now and again he pops in here. So if James, if you are in the chat, let me know. We can promote the show. When I was stationed in New Jersey, it was right outside of New York City. I didn't mind it, but that was like 15 years ago. Now it's terrible what they've done there. It looks like it from the news stories and all that. It definitely looks like the toilet. That's just funny. Funny to me. Maybe not if you live in New York City. All right. I don't know. Does the silver paper, is that a special thing I did Brother Ernest and Brother Fong. Your packages were mailed out yesterday. Thank you again for supporting Alpha Red number 8. I don't know if I tried to post, Ernest, the sketch cover that I drew for you, and I posted it. It looked like it went. I was like kind of on my way out the door to mail it, posted it, and came back and was just kind of scrolling social media just to see if anybody liked it, had a reaction to it, and I couldn't find it. So maybe it was meant to be a secret, a surprise for you, what it looks like. But if you do look closely at the short that I posted, I think it was Saturday morning. Was it Saturday morning that I posted a short on YouTube here that included it? Just a quick, I signed it. Sign it. Patrick says, it's that rotten Mayor Wilson Fisk. Ah, yes. He is rotten. No support for Hell's Kitchen. Absolutely worst mayor. Patrick Daniel says, I've always thought the mountains there in Marysville, PA are just gorgeous. Absolutely. I'm surprised you know Marysville. Marysville was on the West Shore, right there in Harrisburg. There's a beautiful area right around there, and it gets more and more beautiful as you head north across that river. It makes sense if your mom is in Canandaigua. That was a stink bug crawling up my throat. I'll get you, Mr. Stink Bug. Hang on a second. I do see him. Let me grab the stink bug. I got him, guys. I got him. He almost ate me, but I got him. He attacked my head, and then he thinks he's going to crawl up my neck while we're doing the stream. These darn stink bugs. What do they eat? Do they eat artists? Do they eat humans? Was he like licking my neck? Seeing if it was worth taking a bite. Harrisburg is always where we go off I-81 to head to Canandaigua on our summer vacations. Yep. Because there's two ways to do it. Like if you're going up that way to Canandaigua, it makes more sense because you're more like southwest of southwest New York, where I live is right up 81. I mean, I am goodness, like 7-8 minutes off of 81. So, and it's funny because when I lived in Harrisburg, I lived like 5 minutes off of 81 in Harrisburg, PA. So, and going down to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, because I know where 81 ends up here in New York. It's about an hour north of me is where Interstate 81 ends. And if you head down to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, you come to the end of 81 down in Virginia somewhere. It turns to 40. I was like, wow. It's kind of cool to drive, or at least to know where these roads start and stop. Very, very kind of cool. Now I feel like bugs are like crawling on me. Stupid stink bug. Try to eat me, guys. Stupid stink bug. Making me paranoid. Yeah, I'm trying to convince somebody from my family to go with me to see Masters of the Universe. I don't think I can convince my wife. I took her to see Superman. She's trying to tell me that she didn't like it. She doesn't remember liking it while we were in the movies. I remember asking her right when we got out, "What'd you think?" She goes, "I liked it." She liked Joey. She liked Crypto. Joey was what's the guy's name? It was the son. She liked him. And so this weekend we went to see Project Hail Mary. I don't know if you guys have seen that. My only complaint was that it was a little too long. There were some slow moments in there, and I don't know why. It was very well acted. I think Ryan Gosling did a fantastic job, for sure. No complaints about him and the acting, special effects, all of that, super good. The science, I don't know anything about the science. I didn't really understand the science. I didn't understand the little black dot things. I kind of understood it as it kind of moved through the story, but I did not really understand all the parts where they're talking about. And it took me forever to understand that they got the antidote to the black dot problem and how it was the antidote. And it's just, I understood that, okay, he figured it out. Somehow he figured it out while he's in space. I don't understand how the other astronauts died. And, there's just lots I didn't understand that I don't think they explained. If they did explain it, they didn't do it very well. But I don't know. Did anybody out there see Project Hail Mary? I would recommend it. Outside of the extremely long amount of time you're in the theater, it wasn't too bad. Was not bad. The ending was good. Like I said, acting was good. Twas good. I was just very curious about it, just because of the longevity of it in the theaters and just the fantastic word of mouth. No real cursing in there, no sex stuff in there, which I was worried about, because they did have a scene like, oh, they're going out to space. Everybody gets drunk. Everybody's hooking up. But like everybody hooking up was like googly eyes at each other and like arm around each other. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, okay, they eventually hook up at some later time that they don't show, which is preferable, even though you wish that wasn't so normal as a culture, but it is definitely more believable that people who are going into space and ideally not returning, that they would spend some time with some other people in that way. So no wokey stuff other than, Ryan Gosling being the only white male throughout the whole movie. All the other scientists and whatever were everything but white males. I mean, there were whitish males, but they were not American white males. Let's put it that way. So, but my wife said she didn't notice it at all. And I think maybe I just have a heightened awareness of it because I watched the YouTubes and a lot of people talk about it. And I was like, why is Why is there no other white males there? There's Asian males. A couple of Asian males. We made it. We made it. But I am not one to care so much. Not I. Not I. Not even for a little bit. So I have a friend, Drew. If you're still there, he is a comic book artist. Loves He-Man. He actually is drawing He-Man currently for Dark Horse. I don't know if you were here at the very beginning, but he's one of the reasons why I chose He-Man as for the draw stream, because I interviewed him about a year ago when he was when he had a crowdfunder on Zoop. It's been a year and we have not received our Zoop crowdfunding book, and it is partly his fault. He started getting a lot more work, and he had promised to do a couple of extra pages, I think, specifically for the collection of his book, something Guardian. But anyway, he showed his son. He shares Masters of the Universe with his son, and he still loves it. He says it holds up. It gives him scratches all the itches of the youth. I think he's younger too. I think he's in his early 40s, early to mid 40s. I feel like if you're 50, I'm 51, so we would have seen it. We would have seen it like fresh. Maybe he caught reruns of it and became enamored with it. But he has, I don't know if he like went after them and asked if he could draw He-Man, but he was drawing He-Man anyway, like just for fun, fan art stuff. But all that to say that he says that it still holds up. Patrick Daniel says He-Man's looking great, by the way. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We can give honor to Mr. Dave Finch for the inspiration. Tell them if they ever need a new writer for He-Man, I'm willing to step in and tell a tale or two. For sure. I don't know, Patrick Daniel, if you are still putting your feelers out there. There's I think there's a lot of opportunity right now for creators who are willing to write for IPs and stuff. Like for me, it doesn't make as much sense for me other than crossing it off of a bucket list. I really would love to do like a Transformers, G.I. Joe. I'd love to do Spider-Man, X-Men, Ninja Turtles. A couple of bucket list kind of IPs out there, but outside of that, Alpha Red is really the only comic that I really want to work on anymore. And I've got enough stories in my head for that. For a couple of years for sure. It's just really how to present all these stories in a linear way, because I do want to jump to things like the storyline that takes Alpha Red to a place very much like Eternia, where it is like Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars. You have a storyline for that, and it's a huge. It has big ramifications for our hero, and I'd love to get to that sooner rather than later. But I've got another couple of stories to tell before he gets there, and I don't want to miss opportunities to tell these other stories, because the stories that take place in this land that is closer to a Masters of the Universe type world, fantasy and magic and science and all mixed together. I just have a couple of stories that I want to take place in the real world before he spends a lot of time there, because he does spend an awful lot of time in this Eternia type place, and that is where that character that I'm hoping that you will write for me, just a couple of pages, and it's kind of taken a long time for me to get you like the kind of breakdown of where I want the story to go, and then kind of let you have some fun. It's just kind of like explaining to you how I want to use that story to kind of set up the things that happen leading to the it's called Abaddon, is the world that they go to, and it's complicated. But it is, I believe it's going to be a lot of fun, and that's all I really want is to kind of have fun and inspire people and write fun, interesting stories, kind of just let your imagination run a little wild. I'm not trying to change the world here, although I'm open to that too. I'm open to people seeing Alpha Red as something that many people can enjoy, and in all kinds of different mediums. Video games, cartoons. I don't know if Alpha Red works as a live action, but I'm open to it. Whatever. All right, guys. I am on the end of this image, and I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me on a Sunday evening. All my Alpha Raiders, you guys are the best. You are an encouragement for me to continue to do this. This is just kind of like a break from Alpha Red. I get to draw different things that I also enjoy outside of Alpha Red, connect with you as fans of these other things, such as He-Man and Transformers and G.I. Joe and Absolute Batman and all the other cool things that I've been drawing, and just appreciate your company, appreciate your support. Let me see how fast I can do like a thicker line around some of this stuff. Thicker line just to kind of frame some of the bigger details, and then lock in that the lines that are laid down are sometimes just the details, the little details. But I want to point your eyes to to the shapes, the bigger shapes, like the hand, the arm, the sword, his face, and not just all the shadows on his face, that kind of stuff. The difference between the forearm guard bands, his hair here. See how fast we can do this without messing up the whole picture. And you know I'm going to stand here and noodle with this a little bit more as the song plays, as the closing song, outro plays, and things like that. But that's what I'm going to be doing, guys. I'm not gonna have you go through it with me. I'll post it, and I'll see if I can't spruce it up to make it look a little bit more useful. That the silver paper, like, I'll try to make that look a little bit more special somehow. I thought it was gonna sing a little bit more, you know. Maybe it just takes the contrast. I have to take the shadows a little bit deeper. But guys, I just want to thank you again, and just say that we will see each other again next Sunday. I'm open for suggestions. I can't promise that I'll take the suggestions, but if you haven't already, hit that like button for me. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. This is what we do. We talk about our fun, geeky stuff, and hopefully you enjoyed watching and learning about how to draw, what I'm thinking as I'm drawing. And until next time, friends, Alpha Raiders. I'll turn this off here. Until next time, Alpha Raiders, grace and peace. We are out.
From the shadows he rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, we'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.